Hi everyone, I'm Xiao Jin from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you the crocheting method for the Gemini from Baby Zodiac series. This toy comes in two versions, Angel and Devil, representing its dual characteristics as opposites. Made with high-quality yarn and delicate accessories, it's both vivid and it can be used as a decorative piece or a hanging charm, versatile and simple to crochet. If you want to buy the original materials kit and get crocheting guidance, search for Susan's family shop to visit directly. Now let's get started. Both toys consist of two parts, the main part and accessories. The main part includes 5 sections: legs, body, arms, head, and hat. The legs, body, arms, and hat need to be crocheted, then stuffed and assembled with the head at the corresponding positions. The Devil version accessories include a headband, hair, wings, magic wand, and tail. Keyring and patches. The Angel version accessories include a halo, wings, magic wand, bow, and decorative buttons. Keyring and patches. Complete the main part first, then attach the accessories to each section. First, learn the crocheting method for the main part, starting with the hat. Check the chart. In the pattern chart, the rounds column is labeled as R+ number. The total stitches column shows the total stitch count after completing all stitches in that round. The increases and decreases explanation column describes the stitch techniques and increases, decreases needed for that round. This toy uses X stitch single crochet throughout, which will simply be called single crochet during crocheting. In the chart, stitch symbols, X means single crochet, V means single crochet increase, and chain stitches and slip stitches are also used. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. To make it clearer for everyone, I'm using chunky yarn for demonstration with random colors. For specific yarn color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the pattern chart. The cast on in the chart is magic ring, meaning the casting on method is adjustable magic ring. First, let's do the adjustable magic ring. Pick up the yarn tail with your right hand and wrap it around your left index finger twice. 1, 2, there are 3 strands of yarn above. Pinch where the loops overlap with your right thumb and index finger, then take it out. Then wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass through between the middle finger and index finger. Transfer the loop to between the middle finger and thumb of your left hand. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. The hook moves between these 2 points. Insert the hook into the loop. Position the hook to the left side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Pull the yarn through. Make a chain stitch to secure. Keep the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop. 1 chain stitch is completed. Everyone, this is how the adjustable magic ring looks when it's done. Now let's work the first round. R1 is 6x. It means to work 6 single crochets into the magic ring loop. First, make a chain stitch as the beginning chain for the single crochet. This beginning chain isn't marked in the chart, but in actual crocheting, we need to work a beginning chain at the start of each round. Note that the beginning chain does not count as a stitch, and you can tighten it slightly. Next, work a single crochet into the magic ring loop. Insert into the large space. Place the hook above the yarn tail. Pull the yarn through. There are now 2 loops on the hook. Place the hook in front of the yarn tail and wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw the yarn through both loops on the hook in one pass. A cross single crochet is completed. The braid in the upper right corresponds to the stitch. That is, this V-shaped pair of strands. Each subsequent stitch has a corresponding stitch. Place a stitch marker on this single crochet stitch to easily find the slip stitch position when finishing. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a safety pin or paperclip instead. This marker spot is the first stitch of the current round. Move on to the second stitch. Insert into the large space. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull the yarn through. Then place the hook in front of the yarn tail, and wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw through both loops on the hook in one pass. The second single crochet is completed. This round requires 6 stitches total. Continue following this method. Before pulling the yarn through, always keep the hook above the yarn tail. 3, 4, 5, 6. Once all are completed, let's tighten the magic ring loop. There are 2 loops here in total. First, gently pull the yarn tail. You'll see one loop is moving. Tighten the moving loop first. With one loop remaining, simply pull the yarn tail tight. This secures the loop neatly. The stitch pattern corresponding to the chart is now completed. Next, finish with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch of this round. That is, make a slip stitch at the stitch marker position. Insert the hook. The hook does not need to be above the yarn tail. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. The chain next to it is the slip stitch. The slip stitch is not indicated in the form. In the actual crocheting process, each round ends with a slip stitch. Tighten the slip stitch well, otherwise you might accidentally add extra stitches in the next round. This round has 6 single crochets total. The starting yarn tail can be left for now, and woven in while working the next round. Here's what it looks like after completing the first round. Next, crochet the second round. R2 is 6V, which means making single crochet increases in each of the 6 stitches from the previous round, repeating 6 times. First, make a chain stitch as the turning chain for single crochet. This stitch corresponds to the stitch below. The turning chain does not count as a stitch. To make the join less noticeable, gently pull to tighten the turning chain. This entire round consists of single crochets. 2 single crochets in the same stitch indicates making 2 single crochets in one stitch. Make the first single crochet increase in the stitch under the turning chain. Insert the hook while crocheting. Place the starting yarn tail above the hook, and weave it in along the texture of the fabric. Weave it in along the texture of the fabric. One stitch. Insert into the same position again. 2 stitches. This completes one single crochet increase. Mark the first single crochet. Next, make a single crochet increase in the adjacent stitch on the left side. Insert into these 2 strands. Don't forget to weave in the yarn tails while crocheting. 1 stitch, 2 stitches. The second single crochet increase is completed. This round requires 6 single crochet increases in total. For the remaining 4, continue by making 2 single crochets in each stitch. After completing the last increase, finish with a slip stitch at the marker spot. Pay attention, after each round, always join with a slip stitch to the first hook stitch. Insert the hook. Let me emphasize again, when making a slip stitch, the hook doesn't need to be above the yarn tail. Yarn over and draw through. Pull through all loops on the hook in once. Pull tight the slip stitch. Let's count the number of stitches. A V-shaped loop represents 1 stitch. Count back from the last stitch to the slip stitch position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This round has a total of 12 stitches. The starting tail has already been secured for 1 round, so you can cut it directly. Everyone, this is what it looks like after completing the second round. Next, crochet the third round. Our 3 is XV *6. The parentheses here indicate a group. *6 means to repeat the pattern 6 times. This round's pattern is 1 single crochet, followed by 1 single crochet increase, repeated 6 times as a group. Chain 1 as a beginning chain. Pull tight the beginning chain. The stitch under the turning chain corresponds to this stitch below. For each subsequent round, chain 1 to begin. The beginning chain does not count as a stitch, and you need to pull it tight. I won't repeat this explanation anymore. Work a single crochet into the stitch under the turning chain. Mark the stitch. Next, work a single crochet increase into the adjacent stitch. One group of X and V is completed. Let me demonstrate it again. Work a single crochet. Work a single crochet increase. This is the second time. This round requires repeating X, V 6 times. For the remaining 4 times, work 1 single crochet followed by 1 single crochet increase. Continue working them all the way down. After completing the last increase, join with a slip stitch at the marker spot and pull tight. This round totals 18 stitches. The total stitches for each round are referenced in the corresponding chart. I won't repeat this explanation anymore. You can see the texture on the right side of the fabric is quite clear. The texture on the wrong side is blurry. When crocheting later, always keep the right side facing you. This completes the third round. Continue to crochet the fourth round. Our 4 is B2x asterisk 6. Here 2x means working 2 single crochets in adjacent stitches. Single crochets worked one stitch to another are also called even stitches. Start this round with a single crochet increase, then work 2 single crochets. Repeat this group 6 times. Start with a single crochet increase. Mark the first stitch. When crocheting later, always mark the first stitch of each round. This makes it convenient to find the slip stitch position after completion. I won't repeat this instruction anymore. Next, work 2 even single crochets. 1, 2. This is the V2X crochet method. Let me demonstrate again. First, work a single crochet increase. Then work 2 even single crochets. This is the second time. You need to repeat this 6 times in total for this round. Continue with the remaining 4 repetitions using the same method as before. Finally, work a slip stitch at the marker spot. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what the fourth round looks like when completed. Next, crochet the fifth round. Our 5 is 3x V asterisk 6. It means work 3 even single crochets first, then work a single crochet increase. Repeat this pattern 6 times. First, work 3 single crochets. Then work a single crochet increase. One set of 3x V is now completed. This round requires repeating 3x V 6 times. Continue with the remaining 5 repetitions using the same method. First, work 3 consecutive single crochets. Then work a single crochet increase. Continue crocheting them all the way down. Finally, join with a slip stitch at the marker spot. Finish by pulling tight. Everyone, this is what the fifth round looks like when completed. In the chart, R6 to R12 is 30x even. It means starting from the 6th round, each round consists of 30 even single crochets until the 12th round ends. I'll demonstrate the crocheting method for the 6th round. This round, work even single crochets by picking up stitches corresponding to each stitch. Continue crocheting them all the way down. Finally, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. Since the even single crochet edge tends to curl slightly, we'll have the right side facing us. Flip the curled part backward. Look here. This is what the 6th round looks like when completed. From the 7th to 12th rounds, work even single crochets by picking up stitches corresponding to each stitch. The method is simple. Please refer to the chart and complete them on your own. While crocheting, remember to keep the right side facing out. I won't demonstrate this part. Now I'll show you a method for counting rounds. The fabric has raised textures as your guide. Each texture represents one round completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 rounds total. Use this method to determine the number of rounds afterward. After finishing completely, try the hat on your forehead to check. I'll demonstrate this technique using a sample piece. Align the back with the neck position. The outer edge of the hat should wrap around your ears. Since every iron's tension differs, the size of the crochet piece will vary. If it covers too much, work one less round. If it doesn't cover your ears, add one more round. Adjust the number of rounds as needed based on your situation. Secure with a chain stitch. Pull up the loop. Leave about 25 centimeters of yarn tail, and cut it off. Pull tight. Now the hat is completed. Set it aside for later use. Next, let's learn the crocheting method for the legs. Check the chart. The legs are also crocheted in rounds starting with a magic ring. The technique is simple. Just follow the chart to crochet by yourself. Pay attention while crocheting, because there are fewer stitches. The second round corresponds to single crochets. After completing, make sure the right side of the piece faces out. Fold the curled part backward and join with a slip stitch to finish. The following crocheting method is simple. While crocheting, remember to keep the right side facing out. I won't demonstrate further here. Once everything is completed, secure with a chain stitch. Pull up the loop. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Cut it off. Pull tight. Here's what one leg looks like after it's completed. Crochet the other leg using the same method. Don't break the yarn after finishing. I won't demonstrate this part. Here's what the second leg looks like when done. Once both legs are crocheted, stuff them with fiber fill. While stuffing, be mindful that the yarn loop of the leg with uncut yarn doesn't slip off. Stuff while adjusting the position with scissors. Make sure the stuffing is firm and even. Be careful not to prick your fingers with the scissors. Now both legs are done. Next, let's learn how to crochet the body. Check the chart. Continue crocheting in rounds upward along both legs. In the chart, CH stands for chain stitch. A stands for invisible decrease for single crochet. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. The chart shows 4 CH to connect the two legs. This means crochet 4 chain stitches between the two legs to join them. Then crochet the 6th round. Take the leg with uncut yarn. Insert the hook into the loop that was left, and slightly adjust the loop size. Crochet 4 chain stitches. Don't make these 4 stitches too tight, keep them slightly loose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark the first and last stitches. Attach to the strand on the right side of the braid. After completing, insert the hook into the loop that was left. Take the other leg. Insert into the stitch of the first single crochet, which is the position of the yarn tail, where the yarn was cut. Crochet a slip stitch. Join them together. When crocheting, catch the yarn tail from the cut thread. Pull the slip stitch tight. Now the two legs are connected. Next, work round 6, according to the chart. First, complete the single crochets corresponding to the left leg. Don't forget to make a chain 1 as beginning chain when crocheting. Work 2 single crochets first. The first stitch goes into the insertion point of the previous slip stitch. Mark it. Remember to weave in the ends while crocheting. Two single crochet increases. Two single crochets. The stitch pattern for this leg is now completed. Now at the chain space for joining, work a single crochet on top. First insert the hook into the adjacent chain on the left side. Pick up both strands of the braid above to crochet. That is the insertion point of the stitch marker below. Work a single crochet inside. After completing, pick up both strands of the adjacent braid, and work a single crochet. This braid is less noticeable. Don't miss it. Continue picking up both strands of the braid above to work single crochets. After completing, finish the single crochets corresponding to the other leg. 2 single crochets. Don't miss the stitches corresponding to the chain. Two increases. Two single crochets. The single crochets for this leg are completed. Finally, work single crochets on the other side of the joining chain. Pay attention to the insertion point here. Pick up this strand of the remaining braid to crochet. That is below the insertion point for the single crochet. You can see the top and bottom single crochets are worked into the same space. Slip stitch at the marker position when completed. End. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what the 6th round looks like after completion. The crocheting method for the 7th round later is similar to before. Parentheses indicate a group. Multiplication indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to work. Note that the increase, decrease positions must follow the increases and decreases explanation table. Do not adjust randomly. Rounds 8 through 12 work even, single crochets without increases or decreases. When crocheting, always keep the right side facing you. Everyone please refer to the pattern and crochet to the corresponding rounds. I won't demonstrate this part. Everyone, this is what the 12th round looks like after completion. When counting rounds, simply count upwards from one of the legs. After completing round 12, at the position where the leg joins the body, add some stuffing to make it firmly stuffed and even. Next, crochet round 13, R13, is 4x, 4x, asterisk 3. A mean single crochet decrease. This round stitch pattern is work 4 single crochets, then 1 single crochet decrease, followed by 4 single crochets. Repeat this group 3 times. First work 4 single crochets. Don't forget to mark the first single crochet. After completing, work a single crochet decrease using the invisible decrease method. Take a look, one stitch consists of these 2 strands. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand on the outer side is the back loop. Insert the hook into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. Then insert the hook from front to back into the front loop of the next stitch. This part is tricky to adjust. Pay attention not to insert in the wrong position. There are 3 loops on the hook. Place the hook above the yarn tail. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. With 2 loops remaining, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 single crochet decrease is completed. Using this method, the gaps between stitches are smaller, creating a more delicate and beautiful fabric texture. Continue crocheting down 4 single crochets. The first single crochet goes into the corresponding stitch. Pay attention not to work in the wrong position. One group of 4x is crocheted. Continue with the group, work 4 single crochets first. After completing, work a single crochet decrease. I'll demonstrate the invisible decrease method again. Insert the hook from front to back into the front loops of 2 adjacent stitches on the left side. Place the hook above the yarn. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. With 2 loops remaining, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The single crochet decrease is finished. Then work 4 single crochets. The second group is completed. There's one more group left in this round. Continue working down using the previous method. After completing all, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. End. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what the 13th round looks like after completion. Next, work the 14th round. Our 1-4 is 7x, *3. It means work 7 single crochets first, then work a single crochet decrease. Repeat this group 3 times. Continue working them all the way down. Finally, finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. The 14th round is completed, and the crocheting method for rounds 15 to 19 is similar to before. Let me emphasize again, the position of increases must strictly follow the chart. Work according to the increases and decreases explanation. Do not adjust randomly. Everyone, please refer to the pattern and complete them on your own. I won't demonstrate here. After completing the 19th round, take out the doll head and insert the neck into the body. Position the last round of the body into the middle groove. Check the opening size. If the opening of the last round is too large and the fabric piece cannot hold, or too small for the neck to fit in, adjust your tension and rework the last 3 rounds. I'll demonstrate the method of treating yarn tails at the end. Secure with a chain stitch. Pull a large loop, leaving about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Cut off. Pull tight. This yarn tail doesn't need to be handled for now. Stuff fiber fill through this small hole. Adjust the position with your crochet hook while stuffing. Make it firmly stuffed and even. This is what the body looks like when completed. Next, crochet the arms. Check the chart. Both arms use the magic ring method, crocheting in rounds, same technique as the legs. Crochet them according to the chart, leaving about 25 centimeters of yarn tail at the end. I won't demonstrate this part. After completing the arms, stuff them with fiber fill about halfway. Then close this small hole by threading the reserved yarn tail into a darning needle. Insert the needle from front to back through the front loops of the last round 6 stitches. Pull tight the yarn tail after completion. At the position of the first and last stitch, secure it in several times. The yarn tail is still long enough, so leave it for now. The small hole is now closed. One arm is now complete. Fill and close the hole for the other one using the same method. I won't demonstrate this part. Next, assemble all parts by connecting the body and the hat first. Sew them together using the whip stitch technique. The last round of the body has 15 single crochets. Connect the back 7 stitches to the hat, skipping 8 stitches. First, find the corresponding sewing position. Position the end-joined side of the body toward yourself. Align and press flat the opening along the front and back of both side edges. Locate the front 8 stitches and place stitch markers on both left and right sides to mark them. The 2 stitches including the stitch markers are the reserved stitches. Sew together the remaining 7 stitches. Thread the reserved yarn tail from the hat into the yarn needle. Insert the needle from front to back into the corresponding stitch on the body. Then pull it out from back to front through the corresponding stitch on the hat. Pull tight. Sew an extra stitch in the same spot to secure it. Next, insert the needle from front to back into the bodice triple crochet stitch. Pull it out from back to front through the connected stitch on the hat. Pull tight. Continue inserting the needle from front to back into the connected stitches on the body. Pull it out from back to front through the corresponding stitch on the hat. Repeat this process downward until the stitch before the left stitch marker. Leave the yarn tail on the body unsecured for now. Place it behind. Finally, sew an extra stitch to secure it. Tie a simple knot with the yarn tail that was fastened off on the body. First weave it into the corresponding position on the wrong side before tying. Remove the stitch markers. Hide the excess yarn tails inside the body. This secures the body and hat together. Next, attach the doll head. First, stuff fiberfill through the small hole below the doll's neck. If it's not lying flat underneath, you can trim it. Trim it flat. Adjust the position while stuffing. Fill the entire doll head with fiberfill. Once completed, insert the neck into the body. The last round of the body should sit in the groove around the neck. You can also apply glue at the neck area to attach the doll head to the fabric piece for extra security. Next, put on the hat. Now the doll head is attached. Finally, attach the arms to the fourth to last round, on both sides of the body. They should align vertically with the legs, with about 8 to 9 single crochets between the arms. When attaching, place stitch markers at the corresponding sewing positions on the body. I've already marked them in advance. Thread the reserved yarn tail of the arm through a yarn needle. Pinch the front and back together to align. Insert the needle into the corresponding adjacent stitches. Pull the yarn through. Find the corresponding sewing position for the arm. Insert the needle into the corresponding stitch. Exit through the corresponding stitch on the other side. Pull the yarn tail through. Take the second arm. Similarly, pinch it flat to align the front and back. Insert the needle through the corresponding stitches at the front and back. Be mindful while inserting. Check the arm position for alignment. Remove the stitch marker. Insert into the adjacent corresponding stitches at the front and back. Pass through the body. Exit on the other side. Pass through the previous arm's adjacent corresponding stitches. Pull the yarn tail tight. Sewing the arms this way allows them to rotate freely. Repeat this process once more to secure it further. Draw the yarn tail out through the wrong side of the body. Draw the other yarn tail out through the wrong side of the body as well. Right next to the previously pulled out yarn tail. Tie a few simple knots with the two yarn tails. Trim off the excess. Hide the yarn tails inside the body. Everyone, this is what the two arms look like after being secured. This completes the main part. Next, let's learn the assembly methods for various accessories. First, let's talk about the demon style. First, make the headband. Let's take a look at the finished product. The headband is made of two pieces of non-woven fabric and aluminum wire. After completion, install it in the middle position of the fifth round, from the bottom of the hat. Space about 7 single crochets apart between the left and right sides. Watch me demonstrate the specific assembly method. Take the non-woven fabric and draw two rectangles that are 0.8 to 1 centimeter wide and 1.5 centimeters long. After completing, cut along the marked lines. Fold it diagonally. Trim both sides neatly. Next, cut a piece of aluminum wire about 7.5 centimeters long. Apply glue on the side of the non-woven fabric with the marked lines. Attach it about 2.5 centimeters away from the edge of the aluminum wire. Fold the non-woven fabric in half. Wrap the aluminum wire and let the glue dry. If you have clips, you can clip the folded side. Secure the other one in the same way. Space about 1 centimeter apart between the two non-woven fabrics. The method is simple, so I won't demonstrate it here. After completing, bend the aluminum wire. This way, the hairband is done. Next, attach the hairband to the hat. Here I'll demonstrate the method using a main part sample. Find the fifth round, about 7 stitches in the middle. Skip these 7 stitches and insert into the adjacent stitches on both sides. Take off the hat. Shape the excess aluminum wire along the curve of the hat. After completing, put on the hat. Tidy up the position of the hairband slightly. As you can see, this is what it looks like after securing the hairband. Next, attach the hair to see the finished product. Place the hair at the positions of the left and right ears. Watch me demonstrate the specific installation method. Take the hair, here I'll only demonstrate the securing method with random colors. Place the hair inside the hat to confirm the position. Apply glue where the hair contacts the hat. Then stuff it into the corresponding position. If it's hard to stuff, use a yarn needle to help. Wait for the glue to dry, and one hair section is secured. Secure the other side in the same way. This group has 2 hair sections. Keep the lengths identical. The method is simple, so I won't demonstrate it here. This is the method for securing the hair. Next, install the wings. Take the wings. Apply glue at the first grid position of the wings. Pay attention that the 2 wings are positioned opposite each other. Once completed, attach them to the middle position, on the back of the body. Note that the top of the wings aligns with the 4th round, from the bottom of the body. After completion, install the other wing. Be careful not to place them in the wrong position when installing. You can flip it over to check if the heights of the 2 wings are consistent. If the heights are inconsistent, adjust the position slightly and wait for the glue to dry. This is the installation method for the wings. Continue to assemble the tail. Cut a piece of aluminum wire about 6 centimeters long. I've already prepared it in advance. Fold one end inward by approximately 0.5 centimeters in length. Pinch the folded part tightly. Once completed, take 2 heart-shaped rhinestones. Apply glue on the wrong side of the heart-shaped rhinestones. Attach them to the folded end of the aluminum wire, making sure the pointed shape of the rhinestones faces outward. Wait for the glue to dry. This completes the tail. Next, attach the tail to the back of the body, leaving one round apart from underneath the wings. Insert the aluminum wire into the middle position. Come out at the adjacent position. Pinch the bottom tightly. Apply glue to secure it in place. Wait for the glue to dry. The tail is done. Twist it to your preferred angle. This is what the completed tail looks like. Next, make the magic wand. Cut a piece of aluminum wire about 20 centimeters long. I've already prepared it. First, straighten the aluminum wire, then fold it in half at the middle. Pinch the folded part tightly. Fold one end up to the top with a 0.5 centimeter interval. Pinch it slightly. After completing, fold down with a 0.5 centimeter interval. Pinch the upper folded part with pliers. Weave the other side in the same way. After completion, twist the aluminum wire underneath. Twist it slightly tight. Twist about 5 centimeters in length. Cut off the excess part. This way, the magic wand is done. Attach it to the second round of the right arm. Insert downwards through the corresponding stitches above and below. If it's difficult to insert, use pliers to trim underneath. The magic wand is now installed. Next, attach the patch to the lower right side of the body. Apply glue to the wrong side of the patch. Stick it in the corresponding position. Align the bottom with the 9th round. This way, the patch is installed, and the demon version is finished. Next, let's talk about the making method of accessories for each part of the angel version. First, make the halo. Cut a piece of copper wire about 20 centimeters long. I've already cut it in advance. Wrap a circle with a diameter of about 1.8 centimeters from the edge position. Wrap 2 rounds. Slightly wrap the excess part. After completion, insert gold thread into the ring. First, cut a piece of gold thread, about 1 meter long, and thread the needle. Apply glue to the edge of the ring. Wrap it with gold thread. When wrapping, you can hide the starting position yarn tail inside. Tightly wrap the yarn tails round by round together. Continue wrapping them downward. When there's about 1 centimeter left, apply glue to the end. Wrap the remaining part. Finally, cut off the excess part. Apply a little glue to the yarn tail end. Secure it in place. Wait for the glue to dry. This way, the halo is done. Next, attach the halo to the hat. Around the 5th round on the right side of the hat. Insert the halo. Leave about 1 centimeter of space between the halo and the hat. Hide the excess wire inside. You can slightly tuck the wire into the loops on the wrong side. Then fold the wire in half. Cut off the excess part. Put on the hat. Adjust the angle of the halo. Around the middle position on top of the hat. This way, the halo is attached. Next, secure the buttons. Check out the finished product. The buttons are attached to the front of the body. Between the 12th and 15th rounds, watch me demonstrate the specific method. First, place a stitch marker at the corresponding position on the body. After completing, cut a yarn tail about 40 centimeters long, matching the body color. Here the color scheme is random. Take one strand to sew together. Thread the yarn needle. Note this. Choose a sewing needle that can pass through the buttons and buttonholes. Insert the needle from the wrong side of the body. Pull through the corresponding position. Pull out part of the yarn tail. Leave about 5 centimeters of length at the back. Take a button and draw through one of the buttonholes. Pay attention while sewing. The curvy side of the button is the right side. The other side is the wrong side. Draw through the buttonhole from the wrong side. Insert into the adjacent buttonhole. Insert into the corresponding position on the body. Draw through the corresponding position above. Gently tighten the yarn tail. One button is now secured. Next, secure the second one. Draw through one buttonhole. Insert into the connected buttonhole. Pass through the body. Draw through from the fourth round from the back, approximately in the middle position. Pull tight the yarn tail. The yarn tail is still long, so leave it for now. These two buttons are now secured. Use the remaining yarn tail from securing the buttons to sew the wings. Place the wings on the corresponding position of the body. Draw the needle through the middle of the wing. Insert at an interval distance. Draw through from below the corresponding position on the body. Just keep the sewing positions roughly in a straight line. Pull tight the yarn tail. Next, draw through from the wing. Insert at an interval distance. Pass through the body, draw through from the top of the body. Then draw through from the middle position of the wing. Pull tight. Insert at an interval distance. Sew this middle section as well. Pass through the body. Draw through near the previously reserved yarn tail position. Pull tight the yarn tail. Tie a simple knot with the two yarn tails. Hide it inside the body. Everyone, this is what the wings look like after being secured. Next, make the magic wand. Cut a piece of aluminum wire about 12 centimeters long and fold it in half. Slightly pinch the folded part. Twist both ends together. Twist it slightly tighter. If it's hard to twist, you can use pliers. Next, glue a heart-shaped rhinestone at the top position. Pay attention that the pointed shape of the heart rhinestone is inside when gluing. Wait for the glue to dry. This is the making method of the magic wand. Next, attach the magic wand to the second round of the left arm. Insert downwards into the corresponding stitch. The magic wand is now secured. Next, secure a bow in the middle position of the second to last round in front of the body. Apply glue to the wrong side of the bow. Attach it to the corresponding position on the body. Then secure the patch at the lower left side of the body. Similarly, align the bottom with the 9th round. This secures the bow and the patch. The angel version is finished. Our kit also includes a keyring. After all accessories are assembled, choose to install it based on your preference. I'll demonstrate the keyring installation method using one main part. Attach the keyring in the middle position of the 5th or 6th round of the hat, or adjust the position as needed. Mark the corresponding position with a stitch. Take a yarn tail about 30 centimeters long and thread the needle. Insert the needle through the corresponding position. Pull out a portion of the front end. Leave about 5 centimeters in length. Insert through the keyring's buttonhole. Insert into the adjacent stitch. Pull through the stitch on the other side. Tighten the yarn tail. Pass through the buttonhole. Pull through from the corresponding position on the hat. Pull tight. Sew a few more stitches downward to secure. Finally, tie a few simple knots with the reserved yarn tail. Crochet the yarn tail into the inside of the hat to hide it. Alternatively, gently follow the texture of the hat surface to slightly tighten. That's how the keyring is installed, and the crochet method for this Zodiac toy is complete. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, contact our Facebook group. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, shares the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you later.